Down an aurora glowing highway, rusted moon in my eyes, phone tracking all my movements, crop circles by my side. Up ahead in the distance, I see a weird drone-shaped light. It's the size of a school bus. Damn, Alex Jones may be right. And there she stood in the doorway, a witch, but don't call her Belle. And I was thinking to myself, this could be some Illuminated funded P. Diddy Project Bluebeam spell. Then she lit up a candle, an LED, but either way, there were AI voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel Paranormal. Such a creepy place. Peruvian aliens will eat your face. There's plenty of rooms at the Hotel Paranormal. Any time of year. John and Stacey's here. Hello and welcome to the Paranormal Sideshow, New Year's edition. I'm your host, John Edwards, and I'm joined as always by my New Year dress-wearing, baby-looking, lovely wife, Stacey.
Hello.
Who is 100% in her New Year's baby outfit right now. You guys really should have us back on video right now. But
well, I don't sing, so
you don't.
I had to do something.
I don't either. I make funneries of mockeries. That's how I do it. Funneries. It's funneries. You make funneries of fun songs.
Yes.
That might be copyright claimed on you if you use the music, but...
Well, we won't.
You can use wind. The wind works.
There you go.
The wind always works. Well, what do you think?
I can't believe this year's over already.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
It's a new year, new us. We could do all the same shit we've done all the other years. We're going to lose weight. We're going to get tanned. We're never going to miss a week of the show.
Right.
We're going to break open the secrets and mysteries of all the cataclysmic things to come. Because that's what we do.
That is what we do.
I'm pretty excited about it. Are you excited about it?
I'm very excited.
2025 just got a nice woody name, don't it?
It does.
It's like 2025.
Sounds like it's going to be a good year.
In the year 25. You know, it's not 25,
No.
but it's close enough. It's a good effort, I guess. We got a lot of things to look forward to.
We do.
The biggest thing is it's not 2024.
Exactly.
So that's why we're coming to you all. We're coming to you for your New Year's Eve parties. We're coming to you. You don't even have to bring us in. You got us here. You could turn it on and be like, listen, I listen to this incredible podcast. And when you're in the club, you're in the club for life. Because listen, these dudes, man, they've been doing it forever. They're OGs on the scene. They introduced things they quit doing before other people even started doing them. They were YouTubers before that was even a thing. Which is funny, but true.
I don't know how that works, but okay.
But it's totally true. Listen, we love you guys, and we are so excited to be back again. Hopefully you listen to Scarefest Radio. If you need to go find the archived edition of that, if you got the old book of face, because you're old like us, then you can probably go find it really easily there and watch the video edition. When I was super funny, Stacey was there, normal show. And, you know, it's just a lot of fun. Of course, always in the comments, it's like, that guy never gives her a chance to talk whatsoever.
I love it when people say that.
I know you do.
I'm like, would you please stop advocating for me? I don't want to talk that much. Thanks, but...
Hey, I get it.
It's fine.
If you were not so straight and fact-oriented, I wouldn't have a gig. Can you imagine if we were both out there like that?
Yeah, if we both talked as much as you talk. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it would be.
It'd be 9-hour shows every week.
Yeah, it'd be so overwhelmingly popular that we wouldn't be able to. I mean, you have to.
It would be too much goodness.
You have
Nobody'd
to
be able
balance
to
out the
stand
pen
it.
with the teller.
There you go.
It's just my teller talks. So it's okay though. Mm-hmm. If teller did talk, I would imagine it would be you.
Probably.
But he seems like a very together person like you are. and you
I
got
appreciate that.
you got the facts. You got the straight suit. I'm more of the big, boisterous, annoying person.
I don't think you're annoying.
don't
Isn't that
think-
what matters?
I don't think you're annoying either.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't know my annoyance was in question. Okay.
Well, it's the dark web comments.
Oh, I see. I stay away from those.
Yeah. I found out something interesting recently about the. You know how you have like .com, .net,
Right.
the .onion thing. Did you know that about the dark web?
Is there a .onion?
That's like the dark web dot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dot onion. Isn't that strange?
That's very strange.
There's a .cock. Did you know that?
I don't want to look at that one.
Well, it's from an island. I forget, and I'm sorry, folks, that sometimes my useless knowledge has its limits, but maybe it's the Canary Islands. I bet it is. It's
Maybe.
CK. It's like
So it's not actually cock.
oh, it is. It's .co.ck.
Oh, well, there's a dot in between, so it's not cock. It's k.
Well,
Coca.
Coca. Well, listen, Coca-melon. So I got something cool.
Okay.
I got a list.
Oh,
and I know. Listen, we got call-ins, people. We got a special guest on the show. It's a New Year's special edition, ultra fantastic, fabuloso, and we've got a New Year's special guest. Do you know who that is?
I'm not positive, but I could make a guess at it since it's the New Year show.
Well, let's just say he's also known as your unsolicited friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know he was coming. I'm glad I wore my New Year's suit.
Yeah, and he's probably already came because of that. So, but he will be here to give us some horrible predictions
Right.
in a little bit, and hopefully he stays away from normal stuff that's out there in the world already, like the end of times.
Right.
But I've got something else cool.
Okay.
So what I found this list, man. I found this list of all this. It's so cool.
Okay.
And it's weird little facts that, were surgically removed from your textbooks. It's a crack.com thing.
Okay.
Absolutely love this. And normally on a show as jam-packed as a New Year's show,
Right.
I wouldn't even you do this. But this one was just too much for me.
Okay.
Because some of them are actually funny.
Okay.
I mean, the first thing they have is an ancient political ad. In Rome, people would write on the walls to show their support for political candidates. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
very permanent.
It's very cool, though, that far back. Some were just a few words, while others were more elaborate. One example, I beg you to vote for C. Julius Polybius for Aedile. He makes good bread.
I mean, that's as good a reason as any,
well,
I
right?
suppose.
Is that not a great reason? This next one, I know this. It's from Persia here. Timur was a great Khan of Persia in the 1300s. And the day Russians excavated his tomb, Russia was hit with the most brutal invasion of World War II.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the day.
Wow.
The day. Now get this stuff. Timur's tomb was marked with the phrase, "When I arise from the grave, the world will tremble." After losing millions of Soviet soldiers and civilians, the Russians finally returned Timur to his tomb with full Islamic burial rites. At almost the same time, the Germans' final attempt at Russia conquest failed.
Wow. Talk about a curse with some, validity to it.
So, did you know that in ancient Egypt, keeping your heart after death was an upper class privilege?
Oh, wow. I knew they put it in the jar. Is that one of the things they put in the jar?
Yeah, but in Egypt, the heart was the seat of consciousness. And the embalmers secretly took out dead commoners' hearts, which would make their afterlife worse.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's kind of rude.
Right?
Yeah.
And
you only get to keep it if you, are upper class.
Maybe if you own a bunch of cotton, like Egyptian cotton, because people in the 1300s confused cotton with some sort of vegetable lamb. And so Sir John Manville told tales of his travels, such as vegetable lamb of Tatari. I'm sure I said that wrong. Which was said to have been a lamb that sprouts from the ground. With evidence of the animal was wool, seemingly bound to plants, which we now know to be cotton.
That's very weird.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah.
Again, these are things that are surgically removed from your textbooks.
Yeah, I don't remember learning some of that stuff. So,
Well, it doesn't surprise me. No, I mean, not because of you, but because
I
of
know.
textbooks.
I know. History wasn't my best subject. Okay, go ahead.
So this is important. This came from February 1939.
Okay.
It involved predictions on fashion. And in a time of predictions, that time of year,
Right.
this was a prediction in 1939.
About fashion?
About fashion. This was in vogue.
Okay, exciting. What is it?
The man of the next century will revolt against shaving. His hat will be an antenna. His socks disposable. His belt will hold all his pockets ever did.
Huh.
I mean, they got the beard thing kind of right. The rest of it's not really there.
Disposable socks.
Yeah, that's weird. So in ancient Rome, laundromats pretty much ran on urine. The practice continued even after the invention of soap. So many Europeans preferred an all-natural goodness of bladder water that long before toothpaste, 9 out of 10 Romans agreed that gargling piss was the best way to keep your teeth clean and sparkly.
Oh, God, I just got like chills because it must have smelled awful. What their clothes smell like?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, we could try.
No, I'm curious if like pee smelled the same back then because their diet was very different than what we have now, because a lot of things affect your urine.
I mean, yeah, a lot of things do.
So maybe it wasn't quite as smelly back then. I have no idea.
I don't know. I dare say that it was...
Is there like a book about the history of urine? I don't know.
I'm sure there is. If there isn't, there should be. So did you know that tumbleweeds are actually an invasive species that came from Russia?
Oh, figures.
Yeah. Russian immigrants apparently brought it by accident to South Dakota in the 1870s on contaminated flax seeds, and it spread from there. Spread like wildfire.
Like tumbleweed?
Yeah, like tumbleweed. Cleopatra's handwriting is on display on a papyrus document at Philadelphia's Franklin Institute. The document refers to a tax break for her friend of her husband, Mark Antony. Cleopatra signed it with a Greek word meaning make it happen. Huh. Yeah, she didn't screw around. She's like this. A2 Bruti. Here's a cool one about Julius Caesar.
Okay.
So after the assassination of Julius Caesar, a large comet hit the damn Earth.
The actual Earth?
The Earth. It was seen in Rome and China and may have been the brightest daylight comet in recorded history.
Wow.
It led to Caesar being deified. And
wow.
Yeah, an imperial cult, the building of the Temple of the Comet Star.
Well, I mean, it is very coincidental. Somebody gets assassinated and then all of a sudden, this bright thing in the sky. That would weird you out a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's kind of weird, man. You just never know. It's kind of like Tower of Babel type stuff that comes down when it goes up. And speaking of that, the Colossus of Rhodes, you know that, right?
Yes.
It was destroyed by an earthquake just 56 years after being built.
Wow.
And it's funny that the part of it that still stands has made it so long,
Right.
But it was one of the ancient wonders of the world, as we know. The statue's ruins lay on the ground for over 800 years. I don't think they all lay on the ground. I think some of them were mysteriously not there.
Right.
Before they were finally melted down and sold for scrap metal, which was freaking retarded.
That was terrible.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They're 56 years.
Yeah.
That sucks. George Washington didn't want a Washington monument. He didn't want to use public money for a personal monument, for him. In 1833, a small group of Washingtonians established a society to raise private funds to put that damn erection up there that has all kinds of secret crap in it and points to other things. But
right.
Yeah. Drinking alcohol used to be a regular part of participating in the Olympics.
Really?
For example, runners drank it in the 1908 London Olympics. It was believed to be a performance enhancer.
Well,
yeah.
It probably made the performance a lot more interesting. I don't know.
That's so weird, man. 1960, traumatizing babies. Known as the visual cliff, the experiment demonstrated the overwhelming majority of babies will refuse to crawl across a pane of glass that appears to be a steep drop-off, even when their mothers beckon them to their deaths. It also presumably succeeded in making future therapists lots of money.
Yeah, I'd say.
Isn't that crazy?
What a terrible experiment.
Yeah, they tried encouraging babies to crawl off cliffs.
Wow.
Just to prove a point, I guess. That
I guess.
their babies weren't stupid.
I don't know. What about the ones that did it? That just crawled out into the open space? What did it say about those babies?
It didn't mention those babies. So this one's funny because it reminds me of the funniest joke in the world.
Okay.
From the Monty Python sketch. That everybody that reads it just dies.
Just dies, yes.
So Chrysippus.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
He died laughing at his own joke. The Greek Stoic philosopher saw a donkey eating figs out of a basket and jokingly told his servant to give the donkey wine to wash them down with. He couldn't breathe from laughing too hard.
It's not even funny.
Well, he thought it was funny. Don't do that.
That's how you'll go one day, laughing at your own joke.
I don't laugh at my own jokes. The Year Without Summer, this one I do know. Indonesia's Mount Tambora exploded in April 1815, killing tens of thousands of people and sending an ash cloud into the stratosphere. As the cloud moved over the globe, it blocked the sun and sent temperatures down by 3 degrees, causing droughts, floods, and snow that disrupted areas from Southeast Asia to the United States.
It's amazing that tiny temperature drop can cause so many problems.
Oh, absolutely. And it happens quite a bit. The brightest minds of the 1960s were all heavy smokers. In the 60s, healthcare professionals smoked in hospitals. Pilots smoked in the cockpit. And 3 of the 7 NASA astronauts introduced a huge press conference were smokers. Cigarettes were part of the atmosphere in every sense of mission control during the Apollo missions. Like, they're all smoking in those
Oh, yeah. They
pictures.
used to tout it as healthy, didn't they?
Kids would never even imagine. Like, you know, when we used to go to clubs or restaurants.
Yeah.
You go sit in Wendy's and smoke a cigarette, man.
Yeah, they'd had the little tin ashtrays or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So did you know that iced tea was invented to cater to Americans' masculinity?
Not sure I follow that connection.
So tea is not considered manly in the U.S. English social critic William Hogarth wrote, as early as 1757, Lipton started marketing iced tea in the 19th century to be able to sell their stuff to Americans without making them feel emasculated. You know,
men can't drink hot tea without feeling bad.
Don't you feel like it should be opposite? Like a real man would have to drink hot tea.
I don't know. Maybe it's because when you think of hot tea, you think of a woman with a tea set and a tea party, you know.
I guess you're right.
I mean, I guess that's the way it's not as much of a staple here as it is in other places. So.
That still just seems like a stupid thing to me. Most of that.
I don't know. It really took hold in the South, didn't it?
It did. Wait a second. So, did you know that corkscrews, you know what their original purpose was?
I have no idea.
No, you don't want to chance a guess?
I wouldn't even know. I mean, what other purpose could you use for them except for a cork?
So corkscrews were originally used as bullet removers.
What?
Bullets used to commonly get stuck in guns. And not you're thinking out of people.
No, I'm thinking, why would you screw into a bullet? Wouldn't it make it explode?
So bullets used to commonly get stuck in guns, and people needed a safe way to dislodge them, which is how gun worms came to be. Eventually, people began to use gun worms to dislodge corks.
Well, I did not know that.
And it also makes sense the same people would have both.
Right.
The planet Uranus was discovered before the continent of Antarctica.
Wow.
Isn't that just stupid?
That's ridiculous.
In 1781, Uranus was the first planet to be discovered with a telescope. In 1820, 39 years later, after Uranus was discovered, the first expedition in Antarctica was led and proved its existence.
Well, I mean, I kind of get that because you can discover Uranus from the comfort of your home.
Yes.
You don't have to go in the nice, cold areas.
And I would like to say that it's probably all bullshit anyway, because I would imagine that Uranus was discovered before that, and I would chance that Antarctica was discovered way before that.
Right. It's just when we heard about it.
Yeah, just taking a guess. 17th century Poles wore a completely disgusting hairstyle. The Polish plait is a gross, smelly mass of crusty, matted hair cemented together by pus, nits, and dirt. And many gave themselves one intentionally, as they thought it kept them healthy.
So it's like a huge dreadlock?
Yeah, like one big, nasty dreadlock.
Ew.
but way nastier.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's
That's gross.
very much so. Well, like I said, we got a jam-packed episode. I just wanted to give you a couple of those weird facts. I just thought it was a cute little list. And there's a lot more on there. Maybe we can link to the article and people can go look for themselves and read through the whole mess of them.
Oh, yeah. That'd be interesting.
Be a little bit interesting. Wait, what? Hey, there's a light on this thing. What does it mean?
The flashing one?
Yeah.
That means we have a guest calling in?
Oh, it's been a minute since we had a guest call in.
Yes.
Let me see here.
Just push that button right there.
All right, let's see.
Hello?
Hello, pretty lady.
Oh, hello, Antonio.
Hello, you remember my name of the great Antonio.
I do.
I come to you from the great beyond and beyond that. We've been a lot of places, Philip and I.
Yes. How is Philip?
Philip is shut up, Philip! Philip is great, he says.
Oh, okay.
He gets a little loud in Antonio's ear.
I see.
And it makes it hard, but
well,
so do you.
Antonio?
Yes.
Do you have some predictions for us for this year?
I have all the predictions, my pretty lady.
Oh, good.
The 2025 is a bonus.
Yes.
And the great Antonio has traveled the world. I've traveled abroad or two. And we have been beckoned back to your presence.
Okay.
Just to bring we got a great connection.
Yes, I agree.
I'm here from the other side. Well, I'm not from...
You're what? I'm sorry, what happened?
No, pretty lady. Other side of the ocean. Philip's on the other side, though.
I see. You scared me there, Antonio. Okay.
Thank you for your concern. Thank you for concern. No, I had the COVID again.
Oh.
Yes, 15th time.
Yes.
It's crazy. I hear you're trying to keep up with that. All right, 2025. Are we ready for the... You want some... Oh, pretty lady.
Ooh, predictions. Yes, that means a prediction's coming.
That means one's coming and one's here. One is here. This one's crazy.
Okay.
I don't know if you know about this, but they got rid of the Pluto.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Quite a few years ago now.
Yes.
Yeah, the Pluto's gone.
I mean, they didn't get rid of it. They just quit calling it a planet. It's still there.
It's just planet.
Yeah.
Well, now, there would be a 10th planet. That was always the thing, like the 10th planet Jiu-Jitsu, or that's Eddie Bravo. Mm-hmm. But now there's going to be a 9th planet, pretty lady.
Oh.
Yes, they found it.
Oh, a different planet.
Yes.
Not Pluto.
In our solar system, the great Antonio makes the bold prediction in 2025. There will be early in the year a press conference. I see it. Philip sees it. So shut up, Philip. Philip sees it. And the great Antonio sees it as well. There will be a press conference where they announce that they have found a new planet.
Ooh,
well
nice.
Beyond the eyes. Well beyond Pluto.
Mm-hmm. But still in our solar system.
So it's in our solar system.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
It will be scary.
Yes. Okay.
And interesting. I'm not going to give you too many more information.
Okay. We'll just see what happens.
It'll be fun until they find out.
Okay.
They don't know what they did first.
Right.
And they're effing around now. They're about to find out. All right. Do you want another prediction?
I do.
The great Antonio from the beyond. I see the United States government admitting the existence of the NHI. That's how we say aliens now.
Oh yeah, you're all up to date on the lingo.
I got a book. I got the refresher you said.
So they're actually going to admit it.
They're going
in
to
2025.
They are going to 100% be forced into admitting it. Philip says, "What is that, Philip?" Oh, Philip doesn't like the government.
Oh,
wow. He doesn't. He's very much anti. He was in the French Revolution, Philip.
Oh, was he?
Yes, for a minute or two. He was one of the first to decide to revolt.
I see.
It didn't work. There was no songs for Philip.
Oh, no. He missed all the good music?
Yeah,
sorry, Philip.
No songs. So sad. But what is the existence of NHI? And here's the thing. Mm-hmm. They're not so sure that it's aliens, but it's just not humans.
Okay, that sounds like government thinking. Yes. It's not human, but we're not saying it's alien.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's not human.
And there's more predictions along these same lines.
Ooh, I hear the noise. Okay.
In 2025, Supernatural is going to become something more than a TV show rerun on weekday mornings. It is going to be a spiritual awakening throughout the world after the revealing of the NHIs.
Oh, I feel like John and I are already, one step ahead of there.
Yeah, no, I mean, flocking to churches.
Wow.
The opposite effect of what they thought would happen.
Oh, I see. So they thought they thought it would make people dump religion.
Oh, no, people
and it's going to be like, oh.
Good time to go to preacher school.
I see.
Be doubling down on it.
We need to go ahead and start our cult.
Yeah, what do you mean, start? We know all, pretty lady. We know all. Not all predictions are happy, pretty lady.
Oh, no.
Yes, this is very strange.
Okay.
I don't control it. I just tune it.
I understand.
One of the largest and weirdest earthquakes of all time will occur in 2025.
Oh, no. Where's this going to happen?
Continental United States.
Oh, okay.
Very strange.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the big one that they've talked about forever, because that would also be strange.
It would be.
But this one's going to be very weird. It's going to be west of the... Say west of where you live, pretty lady.
Ah, I see.
There
So
you
we're
go.
not talking like California falls into the ocean kind of earthquake. We're talking about weirder
Let me
than
consult
that.
with Philip.
Okay.
Philip says he knows not.
Okay.
All right. So another prediction. There will be a discovery. You like discoveries.
I love discoveries.
Well, you're going to love this one.
Okay.
In the month of November of 2025, there will be a discovery on the continent of Antarctica.
Oh.
And this discovery will change history forever.
Oh, so is it a discovery or is it a letting you know what we've been hiding down there kind of thing?
This is not for the great Antonio.
You don't know.
Especially as he travels abroad.
Do you know what it is or just that there's going to
It's
be
a discovery of the great kind.
just a great discovery, huh?
A great discovery.
Well, I hate that we have to wait till November for that, but okay.
I think they have to do that for it being warm enough.
Well, I feel like once they mention the non-human,
It could all be linked, pretty lady.
It could be linked.
It could be very linked, pretty lady. Very, very weird world events. It's many things are coming in 2025. And many questions will be answered.
Oh, okay.
This is not another prediction. This is just adding on to what I've said already. There's going to be many answered questions, many more questions coming, including the Antarctica thing. You want to know? We may have. In 2025, some of these questions that are answered will be a message to mankind. They're not going to be able to keep this under wraps for much longer.
Right.
So it's very interesting what's coming, and it's going to be it's not just the year of the snake, although my snake would like to. It's going to be a year for mankind and for ascending.
Ah, I see.
Yes, the ascension is important. That's what Philip says. You got to get it up. So it's Philip, not me.
I understand.
I'm just saying. A little bit of Hollywood, pretty lady.
Oh, Hollywood prediction. Okay.
The Hollywood revelations will hit their peak. Not good for Hollywooders.
No, definitely not.
No. 2025 will be the peak of the year.
Oh, okay.
It all started with us seeing their woo-woos and their Johnsons a few years back. And then it just went downhill from there. And the white parties and the diddy-doos and all this.
So it's going to culminate now? We're going to find out a lot more things?
I don't know if we're going to get a list, the list, or something of those likes. But it's going to get rough for quite a few of the big celebrities.
Oh, I see.
Yes, not many will come unscathed.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
It will be interesting.
That will be interesting.
I always love a good scandal.
Yes.
But so many survive it.
Well,
They just, because we got to have movies, right?
we do. We have to entertainment.
If I don't have my musicals, I don't know what to do. I just have to talk to Philip all the time, and I can't stand that. All right. Do you want another one?
Sure.
Would you ever say no?
Nope.
I see a cease of the fire in a huge conflict.
Okay.
I would like to say which one, but I don't know ski. But there's going to be
A ceasefire?
a ceasefire of this conflict.
I see.
Absolutely, in 2025.
Okay.
One conflict that had the world pretty scared. It's going to have a ceasefire. There's a lot of conflicts going on. A major player will make a major move.
Well, that's a little bit generic.
I was getting there.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
You have to let me work like they give it to me to go beyond.
I'm sorry. I'm just impatient for your predictions.
A major player, a political player, a
okay.
country even, will make a land grab.
Ah, I see.
Now, our one thing that we have tensions go down in, this will make tensions go up.
Oh, okay.
This is not a good prediction. This is a sad prediction because it's going to be dangerous.
Oh, I see.
It's going to have to handle with care. and make sure the Chinamen stop with the one place.
Right.
But it's just a prediction.
Right.
It's not a fact until it happens.
Exactly. Things can change.
It works very mysterious in the beyond.
Things can change.
So I'll give you another. Do you want one more?
One more.
One more. Give me my theme song. The Pretty Lady. This is for you.
Oh, yay.
You will have an unexpected new house.
Oh.
Yes, in 2025, the Pretty Lady will move to a new home.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yes, it will be nice. The kids will have 2 places to call home. You can live with the great Antonio. And so what is it? What?
I don't think that's what I was expecting you to
I
say.
can interpret it, Philip. Let me interpret it.
Oh, is that not what Philip told you exactly?
No.
What did he
said
say?
You and your family are going to move to a new home.
Oh, okay.
Be very happy there.
Oh, good.
It must mean it's away from where you're currently at.
That would be nice.
Yes.
Not that I don't like where I'm currently at, but it'd be nice to have a new, unexpected home.
Yes. This will be the nice part.
Okay, good.
Yes. I know you don't like moving, but
Well, you know.
Philip said you've moved like 20 times.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yes.
There's people for that. We can hire people for that. That's fine.
Well, there's people for a lot of things, Pretty Lady. And that is what we have. 2025, 2024. Goodbye. Good riddance.
Oh, thank you, Antonio.
The great Antonio loves you all.
Bye.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. All right. Yeah, that's our predictions there. So we love having guests on that remarkably sound a lot like me with a lisp. And so that's our Paranormal Sideshow predictions.
Yes. You should talk to Antonio more. You always just let me do the talking.
I have to go take a pee, and I was comparing it to some Roman piss I had in a jug.
It's funny how you always have to go pee whenever Antonio comes on. Does he make you do that? He's like influencing your mind.
He makes something happen. If something moves downstairs, and that normally causes a good pee.
Gotcha.
So, don't tell him that, though.
I won't.
I'm sure Philip will. So, what else gives me a good piss?
What's that?
Paranormal News with Stacey Edwards.
All right, so let's get into the news, and let's start by talking about some really cool news that came throughout the year. Let's just
Superman
do
trailer?
like a news recap from 2024.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happened in 2024, though.
There's a lot of weird stuff, and this is kind of what we talked about on Scarefest TV. We went on there and with Wes and told him a few
but the
stories.
Superman trailer. That's one of the news
Superman
stories.
trailer was fantastic.
The
I'm
relaunching
so excited
of the DC universe with Fun and Crypto the dog.
I love that Crypto's in it. It's my favorite
Very
part.
excited. What about the fact in 2024 we got a new baby kitty?
We did.
Yeah.
We got a baby kitty. His name is Ash.
Yes.
He's Raja's kitty, and
He's
he's
actually
very
named
cute.
Ashley, but we
He's
call him Ash.
Gray and white, and he just is the most adorable, playful thing you'll ever see. And the other 2 cats are still getting used to him.
He's on kitty crack.
He's something.
I want to give him a big old thing of the cat weed.
I don't think he needs it.
I
I think
just
we
like to
need
see
to give
what-
the other 2 cats the cat weeds so they can handle it.
Yeah, I'd like to see what happens. Spooky's very protective of him.
He is. He wasn't at first, but once he got used to him, now whenever Moon Pie, swats at him or hisses, Spooky's right there to make sure she's not going to hurt him. He's the good big brother. So.
Yeah, she's been depressed, though, because she's not been the princess anymore.
Oh, but she's still she's the only girl. She's still the princess. We
I
try to
know.
make her feel like the princess.
Yeah, she gets the love. Our kitties all get love.
They do. And they all have their own spaces because, Spooky stays with us and Moon Pie stays with Airy and Ash now stays with Raja. So they all have their own separate areas in the house and they come together during the day to annoy each other. So, as nature intended.
Absolutely. So tell me about 2024.
All right. So let's just talk about a few things in 2024. Now, of course, the biggest story happened all the big stories always happen at the end of the year.
Isn't that weird?
And of course, the biggest story of the year is obviously the drones.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have anything else that happened all year that eclipses the fact that there are humongous 6-foot drones flying around. And the videos that you see online, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like the drone over the football stadium carrying a wolf.
The one we saw today, it was a huge drone. I swear that thing was carrying just size comparison to that drone and how high it was and how big that animal looked. I mean, we're talking like dire wolf.
It looked like a mythical wolf.
Huge.
Do you think it brought a dire wolf out of the past? Wouldn't that be something?
Well, at least it didn't drop it off. Like maybe it was taking it away. Like this isn't supposed to be here, and it was like taking it. But it was so weird.
Yeah, it could have been an alien or a werewolf.
It could have been.
I mean, that would be something.
And people were just looking at it and filming it, and it didn't like fly away quickly. It was sort of just going back.
See, that's what's
forth.
really killed me about everything. I expect the gaslighting from the government,
Right.
but these drones, the ones that are unexplained, the ones that are bigger than what you have, just from going down and buying it at Costco.
Right.
These drones are huge, and they make erratic maneuvers. We've seen them come from the ocean. We've seen them, actual bases divert traffic. Actual, airports have to beware, and problems with planes. And we've had a lot of plane crashes in the last few days. I'm not saying they're related, but it's just weird. And we started to see the drones even since our last episode. They've been seen all over the world.
Right.
And it's very alarming. It's gotten to the point we've had all the disclosure trying to happen and all this, and where they're actually saying, look, they're not us.
Right.
We're not doing that. And that's come out there and been said, and then it's like, don't be alarmed. There's nothing to worry about.
Right. They're so blasé about it.
But they're flying over like reservoirs.
Yeah.
They're flying over military bases. They're flying over places that when you're doing recon. And if it's not a foreign agent and it's not us. Right. That recon worries me.
Well, and here's the thing. That some of those drones have crashed. Some of them have come down. We've seen videos where people are like, we think that's a drone. Yeah. You don't hear anything about it. Like, if they don't know what they are, you would think if one crashed, they could be like, we recovered this. We figured out what it was. It's this. It's that. It's this country. Nothing. Like, radio silence. Like, you don't hear anything about it.
I know.
So it's so very strange.
Maybe we'll find one when you start using your Christmas gift and we make some videos.
Oh, possibly. So John got me the coolest Christmas presents this year.
They're not the coolest, but
I got a new metal detector, which I've always wanted to learn how to use properly. A metal detector, it's kind of just a beginner hobbyist thing because I've never done it before, but I can't wait to get out and like start looking around for stuff. And then he also bought me a humongous magnet to go magnet fishing, and I have wanted to try magnet fishing forever. I think it looks so much fun, and he got me like a kit, so it's not just a magnet, it's like a humongous like 2,600-pound magnet. I mean, it's like a big mamba jamma
grappling
magnet.
Hooks for me,
and the grappling hook and the cord and the gloves and all the stuff. I just need to go get a few little other essentials like crowbar, hammer, tools, buckets, general things. So now we can go magnet fishing and metal detecting.
Yeah. So somewhere. We were wanting to 2025 to get back to making vlogs.
Right.
Because if you guys have watched any of our old vlogs, they're fantastic for the time. They really are.
They really are.
You go back that far, they're super entertaining. When you can enjoy watching your own crap.
Right.
You're like, okay. And sometimes I'm actually impressed. I'm like, that's 2018. That's 2019. And those were good as hell.
They were good. They were really good.
I still use some of them for reference. Like I was explaining Skyquakes to somebody the other day. And to my friend Josh. And I was like, you know what? Got a video for that. Yeah. And sent the Skyquakes Mystery Boom video that really explained it.
I was thinking about that the other day because we were talking about the obelisk and how I want a new obelisk, but how the obelisk we have is like really
sought after,
kind of awesome. Yeah. It's because it's the obelisk X.
Right.
And how ours is just so active.
Haunted.
But if you go back, I think one of the best examples of that is in the White Lady video that we did.
Yes.
Because it said things like we were driving up the mountain and it said like trail. And then all of a sudden we passed a trail that we didn't even know was there.
Right.
And and there was a couple times it said things like don't go outside. It was like very creepy.
Oh, it was super creepy.
The whole time, like during that specific video.
That was one that people should watch.
It is. And that's actually, I've got that one linked on our website because I like on our actual paranormalsideshow.com, I do like the newest.
Catherine's Ghost.
Yes, I do like the newest podcast video, and then I also have like just another random video, and right now it's Catherine's Ghost. So
we should turn the Ovilus on during the show and just see if it says,
see if it says anything.
Yeah, because it'll go forever not saying anything.
I was actually going to say we should take it with us when we go magnet fishing.
Yeah.
Or, with the metal detector.
I mean, we've got so many toys and that we've collected. I mean, I've got the military cameras that Stacey got me to look at the night vision. The night vision at the stars and when we know what I'm looking at, which right now is very fun.
Right.
You know, just wish the drones would come in the summer.
Instead of out in the
instead
cold.
when it's frigid. But we have, so much fun stuff. I'm going to enjoy this, even using our natural meters and stuff to be able to check. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get started on those videos.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
We'll be doing our first one probably in Florida later this month.
Oh, can't wait.
So doing a trip down to Florida and enjoying some of that fun stuff. We might go to that weird place in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, the beach, the weird beach. Yeah. Yes, because I did like that whole trail and stuff like
Deadwood
there.
and
right.
It's a creepy place, but I love it. So the drones, to wrap that in a shell, I mean, it's weird. We still don't have answers.
We don't.
And I hate just calling them drones because it feels so mundane.
I know, because it makes it sound like they're just drones.
But why wouldn't we have drones? In other, I don't know. I still feel like it's non-human intelligence.
I think so too, especially since they're being so. But I feel like they know what it is. So
that's the thing, right? That's the rub.
Yeah.
If they didn't know what it was, they'd be shooting the hell out of it.
Well, yeah, and they'd be a lot more adamant about figuring out what it is.
They've used anti-drone technology, whatever that is. But like anti-aircraft, you would imagine, but it doesn't work.
Right.
And it shuts down other drones. You've seen the videos of people, and that's why I was worried about planes, because there's videos of people's drones. They're just like, it won't fly. It got shut down, and those drones are going over.
Well, and also when they try to find the drones, like with helicopters, the drones just disappear.
Yeah.
Like they can't detect them.
Right.
It's so weird. It's weird.
It's terrifying, and it should be the only story people talk about on the news.
Yes, very true. Some other strange stories that happened from this past year. Do you remember the one from July where MUFON had the symposium, their annual symposium, and they said they were going to unveil unidentifiable alien material? That happened this year, where they had the little samples of material, and you can actually still go on there and like watch the presentation from the symposium. But basically, they had little samples of an unknown material, had peculiar properties. It was like sort of looked porous, like it had pores, but it had a tinge of gold in it, but it looked black, and it was very extremely light. Like there was no weight to it. Now they just had the little small pieces, but supposedly it was tested and it was like 90% unidentifiable or some very high percentage where...
That's a very high percentage.
Yes. Let me see if I can find the exact percentage. I wonder if it says in here. I think it does.
Unless it was manufactured somewhere, alien.
Right.
That's just really strange because even stuff from space, I mean, we can normally identify most of it.
Right.
Because we're in space too, really.
It said that according to MUFON, an individual in Russia had obtained the samples from a non-human entity who claimed that they were pieces of a crashed UFO. So that's where they came from, supposedly. And tests conducted at MUFON's Missouri lab failed to find a match with any known metal, which means that it's either not a metal or it's a metal alloy that isn't recognized or something that's in our, periodic table. And it said that the signal was unique and nothing matched, like none of the peaks for it. You know how they do the thing with the peaks for the metals and stuff? Nothing matched exactly what it was.
So, Dimitri, when this NHI gave you this metal, how did he make it, through customs? How did he actually get there to give you this? He smuggled it, comrade. Okay, he smuggled it. But I failed to see, Dimitri, how obviously our things aren't going to pick it up, but still yet, the non-human entity to travel the way he did and to get how did he smuggle it? It was a special device for his alien people, and he wanted to share it with Dimitri. I gave him some vodka, and he got loosened up. He ended up giving it to me, whether he wanted to or not. It was a fun night. We had fun all night. So Dimitri it was a butt plug. It was an alien butt plug. Are you happy? Apparently you put it in your sea visions. I saw 4 or 5.
So it does say in here that it was around 90% unidentifiable.
I hate butt plugs. Like, not because I wear them.
I'm just wondering where that analysis came from.
There's some weird trends in porn over the years. Okay. I don't mind. Stepbrother, I'm stuck in the dryer. Okay. That doesn't bother me. Help me, stepbrother. I'm stuck in the, under the bed. That doesn't bother me a bit. Things that bother me is like, surprise, I've got a dick. That bothers me. I think there should be a big warning on there that this really hot girl has a pecker.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Before you get to that point, because then you're ruined.
Once you've seen it, you've seen it. You can't unsee it.
Yeah. And then I just go ahead and finish and feel terrible about myself. But that and the girls, it's like, hey, sexy, I'm here at work. You want to see this? Oh, look. And you're like, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that hot booty, that hot. And then there it is. In different colors, like it's their damn phone case. It's like, hey, this is my bedazzled butt plug. This would shape like a skull. I don't care about your butthole. All right, I really don't. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that you've worked it out. I don't want to see that you got cool little diamond plated, freaking Tesla enhanced pluggy ass. It's stupid. It's bad.
Right.
This one needs to end. It needs to go away. This is just one of those things that needs to go away. You know what? I suffered through nipple rings, ruining the sanctity of the nipple. And that always bothered me.
Right.
Didn't bother me, but with the belly rings. The belly rings are fine. They karma takes care of those later in life. What bothered me was these plugs. Look, it's
you seem very highly offended about the butt plug.
Well, I am very highly offended about it. There's so many questions I have. Like, what happens when you go to Taco Bell? It's just like,
do you wear it all the time?
You shoot out and kill people. These girls do. These girls, they always do. They're like, it's a boring day here in HR. It's a, look at this, ding. Because I always hear a little ding in my head when they shoot, ding.
I don't even want to know where you saw that.
It's everywhere.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. Alien butt plugs.
So, alien material.
Yeah.
The only other thing it says is the fact that it looks porous and is very light and has that tinge of gold does lend to that it possibly could be used for travel in space, because you would have to have the gold for the heat resistance.
Yeah, that's what they made us slaves for.
Right. So,
digging the gold.
And they said it was so light that it wouldn't even bend a flower. Like, it's that light.
I wonder if monkey us didn't mine the gold well enough. They threw all the monkey us into caves, and we just were monkeying around, just being goofballs.
No idea.
And they're like, we gotta make him a little bit smarter. They're like, be careful. You know what happened on Mars? We had to dust those bastards. And be like, well, just a tinge smarter.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
Not all of them, just some of them.
And now they're returning, and they're just mortified.
It's gotten out of hand.
They're like, look, sir, we have flown over their cities. We have flown over their military installations. We have done everything we possibly humanly can, and look at their televisions. What am I looking at? What is that? It's a white party, sir. That's what they call it. All these celebrities doing terrible things. What is that? Is that a goat? You don't even want to know, sir.
So are you saying they're appalled because they thought they made us smarter?
They didn't? Yeah. They're appalled because they come back and imagine what they see. It's like everybody's almost at war. Everybody is absolutely confused, repressed, frustrated. We make our own diseases just because we were bored, It's just ridiculous.
It is. I agree.
We still can't get along. We get along less now than we did when we were monkeys.
This is probably true, yes.
It's the only race of monkeys that they should have used the bonobos.
Speaking of monkeys, all the monkeys escaped from that facility in South Carolina recently.
Yeah,
they still haven't caught all of them. I think there's still 4.
The females.
4 females that are out there that kind of hang out around the facility, nanny nanny boo boo, you can't catch me kind of thing.
Do you think did you see that South Carolina video with the trees moving? It was big on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, and the big pieces of trees breaking in the guy's yard. He was just like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, do you believe that?
I don't know.
I have a hard time with that one.
I did. I don't see how he could have faked it unless somebody else was in the tree, but how would they have done all that without being seen?
I witnessed, so what I see is him and his friend Bluto sitting out, his name from college.
Right.
Community college. But not that there's anything wrong with community college.
Right.
It's still a college. But him and his buddy from, Palmetto State or whatever.
Right.
They're sitting there on his back porch because the guy had an epic back porch. Did you notice that?
Yeah, nice big deck.
It's like, it was like, it wasn't just a deck. It had a walkway that I expected a bunch of hobbits to come up. And it was like
wrap
amazing.
Around the house and stuff,
it looked like some elven place. But, I just imagine him out there drinking and going, by the time we get rid of that damn tree, it's getting over here near the deck, and the roots are screwing up the deck walkway down there. I worked a long time for Pollyanna on that. I don't want it to get up here. It's going to screw the double wide up too soon. So, because all double wides have a much nicer deck than the actual.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you need something to hold the double wide in place.
Well, it's my redneck
when it gets
blood.
windy.
It's my redneck brethren.
Right.
I would, if I had a double wide, I'd be the happiest man in the world until a tornado. But
right.
Up until that time, I would be just, and funny enough, the girls I went to high school with, I know they were a little bit different than your high school girls, but a lot of them that I dated used to. There's this girl I went out with, and she had a book like from Oakwood or something.
Right.
And she was going through it when we were dating. I was nowhere near as serious as she was.
Right.
And she was circling it like it was the Sears toy catalog.
Oh, and, like for which houses she wanted?
She was like,
funny.
She was looking at her pre-manufactured dream homes for our marriage. And she's like, look at this one. This one has a hot tub. It's like, until the floor rots out. And it's,
right.
It's like, but I don't know if they did it or not, but if the thing that tore down those branches was really something loose out there, South Carolina, we had the lizard man.
Right.
The reptilian that was seen down there so much. Obviously, Bigfoot still could be a thing in that area.
Right.
But
do we not give South Carolina its enough weirdness meter?
It's a damn weird place.
It seems weird.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird thing.
Some of the most haunted towns. But what if it's real?
Right.
What if it's the damn aliens?
It could be, I guess.
Just really trying
Can't count on anything.
Yeah, they're getting frustrated at
Maybe
this
their
point.
drone's stuck and they're trying to get it out.
Or maybe it says the last escaped monkeys that you were talking about.
Possibly. I think these are very small monkeys. I don't think that they're big enough to do that. That was more like gorilla type stuff.
It was.
It was very big.
All right.
But these monkeys, I loved this story because the research facility immediately came out and we were like, these monkeys escaped. Somebody left the door open. They're just babies. We don't experiment on them with deadly viruses. We swear we don't give them the deadly viruses. It was just right out of the.
It's the kind of warning sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what you look at with people when they're like, "Oh yeah, I've worked here at this school for 45 years, but I don't ever look at the girls in they're all like my daughters."
Yeah.
Where are your daughters, sir? Well, they don't get to come around much.
We don't talk about it. All right, let's see. Another weird story from this past year. Just kind of near the end of the year, the mystery object that was thought to be Amelia Earhart's plane was finally identified. Now, earlier in the year, there was a new discovery in the Pacific Ocean, approximately 100 miles from Howland Island, which is where Amelia Earhart was supposed to go. That was her destination. And it was a clear sonar image of what appeared to be an aircraft on the sea floor at around 16,000 feet beneath the surface. So they were very excited. They were like, oh, this is great. This is a potential, maybe we found it. Go on in the year, they were discovering, they dove, they looked around, and it turns out around in November, their story came out saying that the mystery object that they thought was her plane is actually a plane-shaped rock.
You got to be putting me on.
No, it's a rock. So they said the outcome's not what they hoped for, that it was just a natural formation down there, but it's very plane-shaped.
Wow. It's shaped like a plane, not very plane-shaped. It'd be circle. If it was a rock. Never mind.
I got you. But it's shaped like a plane, yes.
So they were that close to finding Fred Noonan, and
Yes.
They didn't.
Poor Fred Noonan, who never gets the love.
I mean,
he?
it just makes me as mad as it does you.
I know.
It's not even mentioned.
I know.
It's just not even mentioned. Fred Noonan could have grew old on an island somewhere.
Right.
And just saw all these reports and it's like, no, I'm not going to tell him what happened. Screw him. First time I see my name, I may say something.
Only Amelia Earhart went missing. Oh, all right. See what?
So the bonobos. That's what I was saying a while ago.
Yeah.
Like if I'd been an alien and I was picking a species to change, I would have made the bonobos human.
You wouldn't have got anything done.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't have any kind of crisis on birth rates.
This is true. This is true.
Do you know, I read that the birth rates have dropped so dramatically that colleges have taken a long, I mean, it's like a huge decline in people going to college now, which was probably because of other reasons, like they got useful things.
And it costs like your life savings for the rest of your life.
But the other part to that is like 2008 babies, it's around that time, it really started dropping dramatically. So like Gen Z just doesn't get jiggy with it. I don't know why, but
I mean, there are a lot of reasons. I mean, who can afford to have kids anymore, really?
Could be the butt plugs.
You think?
Yeah. Maybe there's other dudes out there that feel like I do.
Maybe. You see that butt plug and like, oh, sorry, I'm out.
Sorry, Sandy.
We cannot reproduce.
I'm good.
Apologize.
I don't know if I can do anything after seeing that. Why does it have a smiley face? I mean, just that's the last thing I needed to see. Come on, Tiger, aren't you? Okay. No, I'm good. And it could be also they're worried about offending someone by saying they're attractive.
That's true. That's true.
Or it could be because Sandy had a pecker.
It could be.
It's hard to get her pregnant. I keep trying, but between the butt plug and the fact that the plumbing's all messed up.
Oh, all right. So let's see what else happened this year. The Pentagon had their UFO report.
Yes.
Their little,
which was more interesting than what everybody poo-pooed that.
Right. Well, that's because they were expecting to be like, yes, we found aliens. Like they were really going to do that.
They expected them to bring out like someone from the Naboo Council. I mean, this is me so glad to meet you. And it's just not. God damn it! Wouldn't it be our luck for it to be like Jar Jar?
It's going to be Jar Jar Binks. Yeah,
just bouncing out there. Me so happy.
That'll be the one that they introduce us to. So the review that they had in their report, this yearly report, was that they examined 757 UAP cases reported globally between May 1st, 2023 and June 1st, 2024. And that figure included 272 incidents that took place before that period but had gone unreported.
Right.
Now, most reported incidents took place in airspace, but, and here's an interesting part, 49 were recorded at altitudes of at least 100 kilometers, which is 62 miles, which is officially classified as space.
Yeah.
So they were very, very high. And the only reason people would see things in the air that high would be like on, satellite cameras, maybe like
or
space station cameras, or they're in space. I mean, that's a weird place to see.
How many of these were actually astronauts?
I don't see how you could mistake that for a plane or, a balloon or whatever.
You can make the argument for space junk, but it's hard when space junk takes a sharp right.
Right. Yeah, when it does things it's not supposed to do.
And we've all seen it. I mean, we've all seen those videos where it's just like, that's space junk. Sir, it's making symbols of a middle finger right now. Space junk does that.
They're still trying to say that people are misidentifying the Starlink satellites. I don't think that happens as much as it used to, because I think people kind of know what those look like now. But there's also the one part of the story that I love that says in 3 separate cases, military air crews reported being followed by an unidentified aircraft. 3 separate times. This is not just like a one-off. And it says investigators found no evidence linking these incidents to any foreign power. But that's all it says.
So it wasn't us, though.
Wasn't us, because they would say, oh, that was us. So, it wasn't a foreign power.
So what in the flippity doodah do they think it is?
They don't say. They just, I guess they're still being investigated.
So we lost a plane a few weeks ago to friendly fire. Like yesterday, they almost lost another one. Whatever almost lost means.
Right.
That was the news story. Nearly lost another plane to friendly fire. It's like, so I had a special forces friend. And I don't know how he passed the test, but he was just a moron. And I hope he's listening right now. Paul, if you're listening, I hate you. This guy was such a dweeb. He was mean to his wife and all this stuff. We had several fights. Anyway, so Paul, the dork, so he had the buck. Who's the guy that's got that scroungy face I don't like that's an actor? The one
with the eyebrows?
Yeah.
Is that Will Poulter?
Is it Will Poulter?
I think so. He has like the weird eyebrows.
It looks like the cartoon character.
Yeah, I think so. You keep talking. I'll make sure.
So anyway, this guy's got this face. And he always like wore popped collar polos every day. And he always knew something about everything. He was just that guy, right? Oh yeah, that's that bastard.
Yeah. Anyway.
Will Poulter, I hate you. I hate your damn face. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. I just I'd make him wear a lucha mask. But he had that I just smelled shit face.
It's the eyebrows. He can't really do anything about that.
And, so Paul told me that we had news on one day in the background and there was a friendly fire incident.
Okay.
And he goes, I didn't say what because I hated him.
Right.
But
he didn't want to know.
Told me anyway.
Right. Of course he did.
And he's like, friendly fire. There's no such thing. I'm like, I think there is such a thing. I mean, you get guns, battlefield. It's going to happen.
Right.
And he's like, you don't know what I'm saying. He's like, friendly fire. Whenever you hear that on the news, they're explaining something. Training incident, training accident, things going missing. That's special forces. That's what I did. If we went down, we were probably somewhere we shouldn't have been, doing something we shouldn't have been doing, and using tax dollars we shouldn't have been using.
I mean, isn't that the point of special forces?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I kind of made a thing. I was like, black budget, as long as it's protecting me, I don't really care. And that was then, obviously. I care a little bit more now.
Right.
I would rather them just say, hey, we're spending $5 trillion on alien hunting this year. Because I'm going to be poor regardless, right?
Right.
No matter how much money I make, I'm still poor.
Right.
It's just how the world's gimmicked.
Right.
The more you make, the more everything costs.
Exactly.
It's just stupid, but it's how it works. And so I would just wish they were transparent in their spending. And I think everybody would be okay. It's just like the disclosure thing. Just tell us. Just tell us. If some boys go down because they were having a dogfight, like the Red Baron with an alien cruiser,
right?
And they went down, I think the parents would be proud. It's like he's trying to be like Will Smith. If he got him on the ground, he'd whipped his ass. Gave him a cold.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's not like Independence Day, obviously. No. We can't do anything. So hopefully Randy Quaid will come and save the day with his crop duster.
There you go. All right. So, I was looking at different places online of stories to try and see if there were any stories from the year that I wasn't remembering, and I was looking at what other people...
Good bet on that.
Other people were saying...
Lots happened this year.
Were the best stories of the year. And I was looking on one website, and they had a list of the 10 best paranormal whatever stories from the year. And they had this one story that I didn't remember, and I thought, that's so strange. I think I would remember that story. But the reason is because it wasn't on my radar because it actually happened at the very end of 2023.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to mention it because it's actually a really interesting story. Okay. So it's about a cursed painting. Okay.
Right. Don't show me the painting. I'm just giving you that.
Oh, can I show you the painting?
No. Listen.
Okay.
You're so weird. You're so sick in the head. Let me know. No. Listen, don't you dare edit this out.
I'm not.
Every time I take this chick right here, every time I take her to like an antique store and she's like, hey, could you use a gift and tell me what's got stuff with it? And I'm like, no, because every time I do, you want it. And even if I say, well, that one's probably not one you want to bring to the house, she wants it. When we get EVPs from these things, saying things like, ooga booga, gonna kill you. Like the caveman one we got.
I just don't want anybody else to take it home. I'm trying to protect people.
And I know we've talked about it on the show before. I don't care. There might be a new listener. There was an African mask
It was a set. They were gorgeous.
And she's like, oh, I want them. I'm like, they're very haunted, Stacey. We don't want those.
I wanted to send them back.
She's like,
to where they came from.
She's like, no, I gotta have them. I'm like, no, baby, no. So I took a recorder and recorded while we were standing there, and there was literal like Congo drums.
We were doing the show where we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And we got the EVP on the show.
Yeah.
Because we were just telling the story about the masks and how we found them and how they were like cursed or whatever. And then to just full disclosure, it was because whoever bought them brought them from Africa and
illegally.
Yeah, either illegally or probably wasn't supposed. It was from a photographer. There was the history from the antique store was like the photographer had these. He brought them from Africa. Yeah. So I really just wanted to send them back where they were supposed to be. Like I was going to try and figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
But while we were telling the story, there's an EVP on the show where you can hear like drums in the background. It was very weird.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
Yeah. So that's not only happened just that once.
Mm-hmm.
And so statues, paintings, all this stuff. So,
we do have a set of knives, though, that I think are haunted.
Yeah.
But we have those. But I'm not 100% sure. I just think they are.
Yeah, they seem like they are, don't they?
They do seem like they are, a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
and we have other stuff that flies off the wall in indiscretion and all this stuff. But, I've made a rule years ago. If somebody says, hey, this painting killed this guy, or this painting haunted their dreams, I have enough stuff happen on a daily basis, paranormal and otherwise. I don't need to add to that. So on the very off chance that this thing transcends digital format and turns its ones and zeros into some kind of curse that causes me constipation.
Okay, I won't show you the picture. Okay,
I don't look at them.
Okay, I'm not going to show you the picture. It's a painting of a girl. Okay, that's all I'll say, and it's just her head and shoulders. So this happens in England, and there was a charity shop in Hastings, East Sussex, and they had this painting. It was first purchased by a person in August, but after they had it for one night, they brought it back to the store. And they said they didn't want it because it was haunted. So it was then bought by a woman named Zoe Elliott Brown, who claimed she was chased by a black figure after purchasing the picture.
Like while trying to get it home, or like a shadow figure?
Like, I don't know. She's just this black figure in this. So says she was so spooked that she ended up selling it. Now, here's the funny thing. The first person bought it for like 20 pounds. She bought it for 25 pounds. She was so spooked that she sold it to a man named James Kislingberry, who is the managing director of the London Bridge Experience. She sold it to him on eBay for 1,680 pounds.
Oh, my God.
So she got quite a bit for her money there.
Oh, my goodness.
But the guy who owns the London Bridge Experience, or manages it, Mr. Kislingberry, I think his name says, claimed that on the way to collect the portrait, his car broke down. He also injured his collarbone. And he also said that now that he has the picture, he's got it in his tourist location under the London Bridge, that the Wi-Fi messes up, the cameras randomly switch off. Their TVs have mysteriously shut down. There's flickering lights. There's a figure in a black skirt that's been spotted by one worker. He took it home with him one night. For some reason, I think he was doing an interview or something, and he wanted to have it with him at his house. And while it was at his house, his father-in-law got sick and his toaster blew up. So he put it back. I'm pretty sure, as far as I can tell, he still has it at his tourist attraction. But supposedly very haunted painting.
That really is something.
Oh, the tourist attraction flooded twice.
Well, I was getting ready to say, what does that remind you of? The Titanic.
Yeah.
Those Titanic exhibitions.
Yeah.
Even the exhibitions or the actual place to go and watch in the art exhibits, they've had the unexplainable floodings. They've had the haunted sounds and the captures of orbs and all this stuff. It's really nuts, man.
So the really interesting part of the story is when he first bought the painting, he took it to the tourist attraction and it was wrapped up and it was in the back of their office, and he didn't tell any of the employees that he had it. Nobody saw the painting, and nobody knew it was there. But some of the staff members reported seeing shadow figures following them around the location before they even knew. So it wasn't like a psychosomatic thing, like they saw the haunted painting and he said haunted painting. They didn't know he had the haunted painting. And all of a sudden now, granted, We're talking about London Bridge, probably very haunted already,
One would
but
think.
you would think they would already have seen that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was coincidental that it started right when he brought the painting there. So probably very cursed. It looks like a cursed painting.
Now, they know the origins of why it's cursed? Or?
Does not say that in here. Like, they don't know anything about it that I can tell. And it's just a close-up picture of a girl. So...
Do you think anybody's ever used ashes in a painting? I guess they have, haven't they?
Yeah, I would think so. People paint with their own blood and all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure somebody's used
drop
ashes.
paintings that we watched.
This doesn't look like it had anything weird used. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
I'm not an artist.
I don't care though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was an interesting
very
story.
interesting story.
Very interesting
Very
story.
interesting story.
Let's see if there's another one that was creepy from this year. Oh, there was a man that kind of sad in August. He died on a beach, but the very strange thing was he died after performing a black magic ritual. His family found him on the beach surrounded by decapitated chickens.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was very strange.
Oh my God. I mean, that's sick.
It is. Supposedly they're saying that he did it himself, some kind of ritual he was doing. He had decapitated all the hens and put them around him in a circle. They have no idea what he was doing.
He rocked out with his cock out.
Apparently. And then he collapsed and he was found later on.
Cock-a-doodle dead.
Yes, very bad. All right, so do you want to do a couple of news stories?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, technically, these are still from, 2024 because they're a couple days
it's
old.
Still 2024.
Yeah, it's still right at the end of the year.
That's how it works.
But a little strange thing I just want to tell you about, that my iPad, the power just went all the way down to 0 and then came back up. Like, it almost died on me.
Oh, has that ever happened to you before?
That has never happened.
But has it ever happened to you before with other stuff?
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
Paranormal stuff's happening.
Yes, definitely.
That's one of the telltale signs that one of my ghosts are around.
That was really weird. I don't usually get to see it happening, but I happened to be Xing off the old story I was doing, so my finger was right there near the power, and it was like red, and then came back.
Yeah, I'm a camera guy's nightmare, dude.
How weird.
So many times from the very first documentary we ever tried filming with an external camera crew in like 2004. I'll never forget. It's like the power just went all the way off and came all the way back on when you asked that question.
Oh, I wonder which story did it.
I wonder. How long did you look at that painting?
Not that. I mean, I was Xing that one off.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. And I was Xing off the one about the Pope too. We didn't do the story about the Pope. We opened the doors for the Jubilee. That happened this year. Opened all the sacred doors at the churches and the one in the prison.
Yeah, but it's never been done like that. But I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's still due. It's a thing that's known to happen.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Bobby Mackey's being torn down. So there you go. Bobby Mackey's was torn down this year.
You said they're going to build it back, though.
Their plans are to rebuild on the same site by 2026. They've moved to a temporary location.
I mean,
so
we also didn't talk about the Google chip.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You
yes.
should tell them about the Google chip.
So just off the top of my mind, I think this will end up being the biggest story of 2024 years from now.
Okay.
When they talk about when it was first created. But Google's latest chip, and it's not for public consumption, is a quantum chip. And this quantum chip, they ask a question, the question. So here's the craziest part to this, man. They said that every supercomputer on Earth combined would take 5 centillion years to answer this question.
Right.
They fired up this quantum chip, and it took 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
And you got to think of the power that's looking at, right? So they also didn't tell me what the question was that they asked.
That's annoying.
Or what the answer was. And that drove me insane because it's like, but the weird thing was, and this is all very timey-wimey, but in order to answer this question, they surmised that you would have to, it would basically prove parallel dimensions.
Yes, that's what I remember from the story, them saying that they possibly proved that there are parallel dimensions.
Because of the fact
because of that.
Because of it answering this question.
Right.
And because
there would be no other way to do it.
No other way to do it.
So weird.
And I don't understand how, why, anything like that, or even how it would have that much power. But you got to think, this was day one.
Right.
Okay, this was day one. I doubt they stopped asking questions.
Yeah, I know. Or stopped working on it or
if
whatever.
If it could do that, what's it going to be able to do?
I don't know. That's insane.
AI has already got to a point now that it's just remarkably insidious. Like
Right.
So I like playing games. So like Skyrim is my favorite game of all time. And it's like the modder's dream. And the Skyrim never gets old because you can just play new mods and new, like we do.
New quests and everything.
It's a brand new game every few months.
Right.
And now with the VR, you can have that virtual experience and it's like you're walking the mountains of Tamriel. But you can also now do a few backwards things and have an AI NPC. And any NPC you tap, they instantly have the backstory of that character. So if you're, Volfric or whatever, you go on there. If you're Lydia, the first companion, you're Lydia, you're Housecarl, all this backstory of yourself, whatever was written into the code.
Right.
And you're living your life and you're thinking you're just doing this and this is your lot in life. And because when I've watched other people talk to these NPCs, they talk to you like me and you are talking right now.
Right.
They have that ability.
And they think that that's all happened to them. They have those memories.
They have those memories. They have the history of Skyrim. They think that that's the history they know.
Right.
They have the skill that they're supposed to have. And
they, as you play, they evolve their story and their thinking to go along with whatever you're doing.
So I've always thought that us living in a simulation is poppycock. Like, I don't know. I've always thought it was gaga. When I watch these NPCs, and they think this is their life, and then a lot of people are just cruel and bring them out of it and tell them they're in a simulation and prove it to them and stuff, which is fun to watch when they realize. But the very fact that you can be programmed into thinking you've got this history, you've got this person, you've got this, and it's really messed up, man.
It messes with you, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. But especially the way you see graphics and how rendering works. Just imagine where we're at now. If there's a species that's billions of years ahead of us, where are they at?
Right. They could be making a simulation that's very lifelike with real people.
Right.
It does give a whole new credence to the we're in a simulation theory, doesn't it?
It does. And if you think about all the weird crap that's happened.
All the glitches. And,
oh, man. Just so many strange things happen. I mean, and even when you got things that bleed over, like certain people have psychic abilities. Can see the future, can see the past, can read your mind, can bend things, burn things. Right.
What about the whole collective unconscious, where people can tap into like knowledge.
Right.
All-knowing knowledge.
What about the people that get hit in the head and start talking French?
Yeah. Well, they malfunction or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's just everything's very strange. It's weird when you can almost explain anything with it, right?
I mean, you can. You really can. Well, reincarnation makes more sense.
It does.
Yeah.
I hope we get a better spawn point next time.
Aww.
I'm just kidding. All right. Well, speaking of conspiracies.
Yes.
Let's talk about this story about some flat earthers and what happened to them recently.
Oh, geez.
All right. So these flat earth proponents recently traveled now to Antarctica because they wanted to test a theory about a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They do not believe that exists. Now, this was called the final experiment. And several people, probably about 15 people, spent thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to take this trip to Antarctica, and they set up an experiment. They put cameras everywhere. They live streamed, and they're like, we're going to prove that there is not a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Because I believe that the theory with flat earthers in Antarctica is that it's like, the wall and it's the edge or whatever. So for somehow in the whole theory, it's impossible to have this 24-hour sun. So they got down there, and what do you know? There's a 24-hour sun, and they live streamed it, and several of them were very surprised that they found this 24-hour sun. And I know this article talked to two in particular where they were like, well, I guess we were wrong about this. Like our whole system, our whole map doesn't fit now.
Yeah.
But one of the craziest things is, like I said, they were live streaming it on YouTube. And so when they started, questioning the theory, oh, I guess we were wrong about this. The people that were watching on the live stream started accusing them of faking what they were doing, of having green screens. And they were like one guy, they were like, oh, you're in the Antarctica. How come we can't see your breath? And he was like, well, it's really dry air here right now. And they're like, well, throw a snowball at the camera. And so he was like, well, let me go get my gloves. And he went inside to get his gloves. And when he came back out, you happened to see some of his breath at that point. And they were like, oh, you went in there and got a vape. I mean, like anything they could have said to prove that these guys were faking what they were doing, just because they found out something that they didn't want to be true. You know what I mean?
And that's the most 2024 thing I've ever heard.
It's so crazy. I mean, these guys were at least admitted, hey, we were wrong about this.
How did we get to the point,
Right.
With some of the things that easily provable. And that's the thing is like, I blame the government still because of all the things they have lied to us about. Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe anything, because when you mess with people all the time, I mean, you can't believe anything. No.
And I felt kind of bad for these guys because a couple of these were like, they spent so much money and they were legitimately wanted to see, they legitimately, and they didn't say that they didn't think that the earth wasn't flat. All they said was maybe our map is not right. Maybe we need to rethink this. Maybe we need to, work this out differently.
I don't know. I don't feel bad for them. If I got answers about one of my questions, I'd be happy as hell. I don't care if I'm right or wrong.
Well, no, those guys were happy. But with the other people attacking them, they were like, you guys are kind of ridiculous. Like all of a sudden I'm a shill because...
Oh, they're very ridiculous.
Yeah, because I'm not agreeing with your theory or whatever. I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. And that, good for them for going to look.
I'll tell you what, man. If you wanted to destroy humanity and it wasn't happening quick enough, give them the internet.
There you go.
There you go. It has been the downfall. I know it's been helpful. I know that, supposedly that you can do these things you couldn't do before, but, we got it on pretty damn good without the internet.
That's true. A lot more mystery to life.
I think about it all the time when I'm stressed out about work because they can get a hold of me at any time.
Right.
Think about that. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'm working.
Right.
I'm always working because it's always there.
It's always there. Yeah, they can always get a hold of you. And you can't see it and then just not
me.
Respond.
I can't.
I always think it's funny when I see those posts where people are like, when I was a kid and you wanted to talk to your friend, you had to call their house.
Right.
And talk to their parents. Yeah. And sometimes the parents would ask you questions when they were waiting for your friend to come to the phone, and you had to answer them. And it was such a different, you had to answer your phone and not know who was on the other end.
Yeah, you had to go meet real girls.
Until you picked it up.
In real places.
Yeah. I saw this one comedian who was like, back in the day, people used to come over and we actually had special things for company that we didn't touch. And the door would ring and everybody, the whole family would go to the door and be like, let's see who's here. And they'd open the door and be like, oh, it's company. Come in.
And now the whole family hides behind the couch.
Exactly. And now everybody's like...
While somebody draws a straw on who has to answer the door.
Somebody's knocking on the door. Hide.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's a different world. It's a different world, man. And I feel so bad for, especially like the pandemic babies.
Yeah. Who just haven't ever had any of that.
Just remember the first time we took Wavy to...
A store. She had a panic attack.
Yeah.
There's so many people around and she had no idea.
Didn't know what it was like. Thought her whole world was us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only us.
I mean, just going in the car was like a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. There's this news story from Oregon about a bull mutilation that's under investigation, another animal investigation. This article, bless their hearts, they added pictures. They were like, there are pictures at the bottom, be warned. And then you have to scroll way down. But there was a cattle mutilation where the bull was missing its snout, its eyelids, and all of its genitals, surgically removed.
They always take the Johnson.
Yeah. So, and this is not the first one that's happened sort of in that general area. Obviously, it's not been explained. It's just one of those ones where they're investigating or whatever.
Someday we're going to find a serial killer that's got just entire basement full of cow penises.
Yeah, just hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Supposedly this particular rancher...
Little faces on them, like dressed up like soldiers and stuff. And
they didn't name the rancher in this article, but supposedly this rancher has had this happen to him more than once. This is not the first cattle that he's owned that has been mutilated, found dead. So, let's see. It says the entire snout was cleanly removed. The tongue was removed. The eyelids cut away with precision, and his penis was removed with the testicles. Do you want to see the pictures for this one? Okay.
No, I'd really rather not.
Okay.
Not unless they have a picture of the penis.
Well, just the missing penis.
Oh,
just
no,
I mean, if they knew where the penis was, that would kind of solve the crime, wouldn't it?
Like a little dotted line at least showing you what it would have looked like? Oh.
You should be working on that story. You'd be like, it was here, and the bull's like, it's bigger than that.
I'm a Brahma.
Oh, there is a hotel in Ballinger, Texas. The old, what is that place called? Wait a minute. Old Park Hotel in Ballinger, Texas. You've heard of this. It is for sale.
Oh.
You can buy the hotel and operate it as a paranormal venue. It's all put together. Yeah. So they've just recently this month put it on the market, and it says the new owner would be able to carry on business as normal from here on out. As to a new transition, any bookings already made or events set in 2025 would be still honored. So they even already have business set out for the next year.
Honored.
Yeah.
I might buy it and make them give all the refunds.
So very cool. Anybody that wants to own their own, haunted hotel.
Yeah,
lives in Texas.
It's a deal. It's a double good thing.
All right, I have one more story for you.
All right.
This one is especially for you. This is about a little place in California. Let's see. Let's get the exact location. There's a park in... Hold on, I'm going to find it. Oh, here it is. Briones Regional Park in Contra Costa County, California.
Okay.
All right. So they've had this study going on there for years. In fact, I think this is like the 17th year where they're studying the squirrel population in this park.
Okay.
And every year they take a couple of weeks where they catch them and they tag them, and that way they can kind of monitor them as they go on. So this particular area, the squirrels have started a very strange dietary habit where they hunt, kill, and eat voles. They eat meat. They are meat-eating squirrels.
Oh, my God.
So it says the team say the discovery was a shock because the California ground squirrels have previously been observed eating like insects and bird eggs and hatchlings and even maybe, just little fruits and things. But they were primarily
like nuts
herbivorous. Yeah.
And,
so this is the first time that they've noted there was quite a few instances of it. I think it said 74 events in which the ground squirrels hunted or ate California voles or both, with at least 27 different squirrels engaging in the behavior, and that they would either hunt them or steal the dead ones from each other, and that they would rip their heads off and pull all the insides out and eat all the flesh off their like they just devoured them. And it's definitely not something you would see in a group of squirrels.
Wow.
So just so you know.
So there's like little hunting packs of squirrels?
I guess they
look like squirrel hawks and like...
The percentage of squirrels that could possibly kill you has now gone up.
We need to put a condor out there. Take care of this for me. I hate squirrels. Vermin.
That's just crazy. I mean, could you imagine the first time you saw the squirrel rip into a vole?
It's like the first time I watched a primate make a spear. Same kind of feeling, Like when you see the hunting parties and how educated and everything, it's like, we're hundreds of years away from a big war.
Right.
It's going to happen with all we've done to jungles and all this. We probably deserve it, but still, I'm not ready for the packs of squirrels that are...
It says that, this is not normal behavior for squirrels, that these squirrels are just opportunistic because there's like an overabundance of voles in that area, but there's an overabundance of people on this planet.
There's an overabundance of meat in California too, I would imagine.
So just a really interesting story about very dangerous squirrels. I wouldn't go anywhere near those squirrels. I'd stop catching them and tagging them like something's going on.
The world's gone mad. Even the squirrels.
Yes.
That's all we need to know. Okay. So follow us on our socials, and we will try to update those a lot more often. as someone recently told us. It's like you might be putting shows out, but you're not updating your socials enough. Don't know what you're doing. So we will put out, share stories again and all that good stuff. Sorry about that. Sometimes you do other things and the world's gotten so weird. It's kind of like, God, I don't know if we can be weirder than this, but we can.
We can.
We can totally be weirder than this.
It's a challenge.
So it is a challenge. Accept it. Again, Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you're into, man, we're there for it. And we are so excited about 2025. Leave a comment. Let us know what you're going to do in 2025. You're going to go to a haunted location somewhere? Are you going to look for drones? Are you going to buy a drone?
I'm going to get a new house.
You're getting a new house, or let us know if you got some rainbow colored butt plug that you're currently enjoying and you felt offended by this, then send us a picture of it. For my lovely wife, Stacey.
Hopefully not inserted.
Don't send her the one inserted. No, for my lovely wife, Stacey. My name's John. So long from the sideshow.
Good night.